It began as the celebration of a new millennium.
The torch is passed to a new century.
Terrorism, war, tragic goodbyes, and landmark moments, they all were part of the 21st century's opening decade, one that would be influenced and shaped by a presidential contest closer than almost every one that came before it. Al Gore won the popular vote over George W. Bush in 2000, but an electoral victory would come down to the Supreme Court and a recount in Florida.
This is America. When votes are cast, we count them. We don't arbitrarily set them aside because it's too difficult to count them.
After weeks of tallying hanging chads on butterfly ballots, Bush was certified the winner by just a few hundred votes. 9 months later, boom, came a day that would change the world. Planes hijacked by al-Qaeda terrorists slammed into New York's Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and the Pennsylvania countryside amid a passenger revolt. Nearly 3,000 people died on September 11th, and a nation demanded justice.
And the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Al-Qaeda also took lives aboard the USS Cole in 2000, and after 9/11, America was determined not to let it happen again. The quest for retribution began in Afghanistan, safe haven for al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden. Meanwhile, the U.S. remained a nation struggling in the shadow of fear. Mysterious envelopes filled with deadly anthrax arrived in mailboxes across the country. A year later, a sniper team terrorized the nation's capital and its suburbs. In 2003, tragedy struck the space program once again.
We have booster ignition and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia.
Space Shuttle Columbia and its crew perished in the Texas sky on a doomed attempt to return to Earth.
Tomorrow is a moment of truth for the world.
Later that year, President Bush delivered an ultimatum to longtime American nemesis Saddam Hussein: give up your weapons of mass destruction or face war.
American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
Bush soon declared the effort a success, but the supposed weapons were never found. Shocking tales soon emerged of prisoner abuse and torture in Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison and the detention center at Guantanamo Bay. Still, President Bush was narrowly reelected to a second term. As 2004 grew to a close, massive tsunami roared through the Indian Ocean, killing 230,000 people. 2005 brought a tearful farewell to Pope John Paul II, and the world's Catholics welcomed a new leader for the first time in more than a quarter century.
Christ have mercy.
Prayers of a different sort along the Gulf Coast that year. Hurricane Katrina's winds did their damage, but the powerful storm surge sent water rushing into 80% of New Orleans. Katrina stranded thousands and eventually claimed more than 1,600 lives. The pain of lost lives was felt on the campus of Virginia Tech. In April of 2007, a deranged student went on a classroom-killing rampage, murdering 32 classmates and faculty members. The decade's tragedies were tempered by poignant moments. The world's athletes came together in Beijing for an unforgettable gathering. America prepared to select a new president, and the economy took a dive so steep, some voiced fears of a new Great Depression. On Election Day 2008, voters put their hope for change in Barack Obama, who became the first African American to win the White House.
At this defining moment, change has come to America.
As one icon took the stage, another left it forever. Michael Jackson's death proved as controversial as his life, but his fans and contemporaries alike celebrated the talent of a legendary performer whose legacy will live on in the pop music world he ruled for parts of 5 decades. In 2010 and beyond, the world will see new moments to remember, but it's likely many of them will be rooted in the 21st century's turbulent first 10 years. John Belmont, The Associated Press.